Welcome to Grief Matters, a podcast that features conversations about life and death. Hosted by Lori Opitz, Director of Bereavement at the Joseph T. Quinlan Bereavement Center, no subject is off limits and no topic is taboo. Please submit your questions about anything end of life, dying, death, and grief to KarenAnnQuinlanHospice.org/Grief Matters.
Hello, everyone. Today's podcast will start with a quote from none other than Winnie the Pooh. It's one I'm sure you're familiar with, but it is very applicable to those of us who are grieving. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. In grief, we're asked to go outside of our comfort zone, and we are pushed into a place that makes us feel very vulnerable. We have to do things we may have never been asked to do before. And we may be responsible for things that we did not plan on being responsible for. Maybe it's the bills, maybe it's getting the car fixed, or driving places that we're not comfortable driving, or being with people and in places that we're not comfortable being. So grief does force us to be braver than we think we are, which is a good thing. We are also asked to develop strengths, and we prioritize at a higher level when we're in the process of grieving. We don't sweat the small stuff anymore because we know what the big stuff is and we know what the small stuff is. And we just can't be bothered with putting energy into the little things. We also seek out friendships and relationships with people who are better able to be compassionate and supportive and listen and can see past their own pain. And people who cannot tolerate simple nuisances and annoyances and have a tendency to complain about the little things no longer seems comfortable for us at this point in time. So we may find that our relationships and friendships change, and we need to trust that we are picking wisely. So we are stronger than we seem. In grief, we also self-assess a lot, and we may not even be aware of it. But grief is like being in an emotional intensive care unit. We have to pay close attention on what's happening to us all the time and check in with ourselves. What can I offer myself right now? What do I need right now? Doesn't have to be big. Maybe it's I need to rest right now because grief is exhausting. Just the weight of carrying the missing you is so heavy that I just need to rest right now. And do it. Rest as best you can. Close your eyes. Seek some peace and comfort in that moment. Maybe we can do some breathing to help reduce the anxiety in our body. Or maybe we can go out and take a walk to reduce the level of anxiety we feel within ourselves. Whatever your choice is and whatever your need is, just be willing to check in with yourself. Develop a plan and carry it out. That indicates a high level of coping. And it's a life skill we should all be doing all the time, whether we're grieving or not. So remember, you're smarter than you think. The wisdom of Winnie the Pooh can really help us out in grief. So I invite you to daily offer yourself this quote. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. As always, thanks for listening, because grief matters.
If you would like more information on any grief or bereavement issues, including options for counseling, please feel free to call us at the Joseph T. Quinlan Bereavement Center at 973-948-2283, or you can contact us online at copewithgrief.org. Please remember to subscribe to the Grief Matters podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast.